The phone screen glowed like a traitor in the dark, its light slicing through the quiet bedroom. My thumb hovered over the message notification. A single line from my wife, Lena, to someone named Alex. Can't stop thinking about last night. My heart lurched, a cold fist squeezing my chest until my breath hitched. The clock on the nightstand blinked 2:47 a.m. Its red digits mocking the sleepless dread pooling in my gut. I wanted to believe it was nothing. A misunderstanding, a typo, a friend she'd never mentioned. But the words burned, sharp and intimate, like a secret I was never meant to see. I sat frozen on the edge of our bed, the sheets still warm from Lena's body, though she was downstairs, oblivious, sipping chamomile tea in the kitchen. Her routine was always the same. Tea, a book, then bed. But tonight, the normalcy felt like a lie. The phone trembled in my hand, its weight heavier than the wedding band I still wore. I could confront her now, storm downstairs, demand answers. Or I could stay here, silent, letting the suspicion fester like an untreated wound. My mind raced, replaying every moment of our 7 years together, searching for cracks I'd ignored. Lena had been distant lately, her smiles thinner, her touches fleeting. I'd chalked it up to stress, her new promotion at the law firm, the long hours, the endless client dinners. But there were signs, weren't there? The way she'd linger over her phone, tilting the screen away when I walked by. The faint scent of unfamiliar cologne on her scarf last week, dismissed as a crowded elevator. The late nights she'd blamed on team meetings, though her colleagues never mentioned them when I asked. Each memory twisted like a knife, small but sharp, cutting through my denial. I forced myself to stand, the hardwood floor cold against my bare feet. The house was too quiet, the kind of silence that amplifies every creak, every whisper of doubt. I crept to the staircase, clutching the phone like evidence. Downstairs, the kitchen light spilled into the hallway, soft and golden, a cruel contrast to the storm in my chest. Lena sat at the island, her auburn hair loose, one finger tracing the rim of her mug. She looked serene, untouchable, like the woman I'd fallen in love with at a bookstore. Her laugh bright as she debated Austen versus Bronte. How could that woman write those words to someone else? Lena, I said, my voice rough, barely above a whisper. She looked up, startled, her hazel eyes catching the light. For a moment, I saw the girl who'd promised forever, but then her gaze flicked to the phone in my hand, and something, guilt, fear, defiance, flashed across her face. Tom, why are you up? Her tone was light, but it cracked at the edges like thin ice. She set her mug down, the clink too loud in the stillness. I held up the phone, my hand shaking. Who's Alex? The question hung between us, heavy and jagged. I wanted her to laugh, to roll her eyes, to call it a mistake. But her lips parted, and no sound came. Her silence was louder than any confession. It's not what you think, she said finally, her voice low measured, like she was arguing a case in court. Alex is just a colleague. We were working late last night, and can't stop thinking about last night. I cut her off, the words bitter on my tongue. That's what you text a colleague. My voice rose, raw with hurt, and I hated how desperate I sounded. Lena's face hardened, but her eyes glistened, betraying her. You went through my phone? She asked, deflecting, her tone sharp now, accusing. It was a lawyer's trick, turning the blame on me, but it only fueled my anger. You left it on the counter, Lena. It lit up. I didn't go looking for this. My voice cracked, and I hated that too. The vulnerability, the way my love for her still clung to every word. Just tell me the truth. Are you? I couldn't finish, the question too heavy, too final. She stood, crossing her arms, her silk robe catching the light. It's not an affair, Tom. It's complicated. Her words were a dodge, vague enough to keep me grasping, but they confirmed something I didn't want to know. Complicated. The word echoed, hollow and cruel, unraveling years of trust. Complicated how? I pressed, stepping closer, the kitchen tiles cold under my feet. The air smelled of chamomile and her lavender shampoo. A mix that used to feel like home. Now it felt like a stranger's house. Tell me what happened last night. Lena's jaw tightened, and she looked away, her gaze fixed on the window where the night pressed against the glass. Alex and we got close. Too close. It was a mistake, a moment. I didn't mean for it to happen. Her voice broke, and she pressed a hand to her mouth, as if to trap the confession. A moment. The phrase landed like a punch, stealing my breath. I saw it in my mind. Her laughing with someone else, their hands brushing, a stolen kiss in some dimly lit bar. My knees buckled, and I gripped the counter, the granite cool and unyielding. A moment. I repeated, my voice a growl. You think that makes it okay? That it doesn't rip my heart out? I didn't say it was okay, she snapped, her eyes flashing with something like anger, but beneath it guilt. I'm trying to be honest, Tom. I could have lied, but I didn't. I'm telling you because I love you. Love me? I laughed, bitter and sharp, the sound foreign in my throat. You don't text someone else like that when you love your husband. My hands clenched, nails digging into my palms. I wanted to scream, to break something, but all I could do was stare at her, searching for the woman I thought I knew. She stepped toward me, her hand reaching out, but I flinched and she stopped. It was one night, she said, softer now, pleading. We were drinking, talking about work, and it just happened. I stopped it before it went too far. I swear, Tom, it won't happen again. Too far. My voice was a whisper now, hollowed out by pain. What's too far, Lena? A kiss? More. How do I trust anything you say? My mind spun, conjuring images I couldn't unsee. Her with this Alex, their bodies close, her wedding vows forgotten. I wanted to believe her, to cling to the life we'd built, but doubt gnawed at me, relentless. She sank back onto the stool, her shoulders slumping. I don't know how to fix this, she admitted, her voice small, almost childlike. I messed up. I know I did. But I don't want to lose us. Her words stirred something in me. Hope, maybe, or just desperation. I wanted to hold her, to erase the last hour, but the phone still burned in my hand. A reminder of her betrayal. Why? I asked, my voice breaking. Why him? Why wasn't I enough? Lena's eyes filled with tears, and for the first time, she looked broken too. It wasn't about you not being enough, she said. It was, I don't know, Tom. I was lost, stressed, and he was there listening. It felt good to be seen for once. Her words cut deeper than I expected. Seen. Had I stopped seeing her? The late nights I'd spent working, the dinners we'd skipped, the way I'd brushed off her complaints about feeling invisible. Guilt crept in, tangling with my anger, making it harder to breathe. Was this partly my fault? Had I driven her to this? I need time, I said finally, my voice flat, drained. I can't do this right now. I turned, heading for the stairs, her phone still in my hand. Her voice followed me, soft, desperate. Tom, please. Don't shut me out. I didn't answer. Upstairs, I locked myself in the guest room, the bed stiff and unfamiliar. My mind churned, replaying her words, her tears, the message. I wanted to forgive her, to believe it was a mistake, but trust was a fragile thing, and hers was shattered. The next morning, I found her asleep on the couch, her face streaked with dried tears. I almost reached for her, but then my phone buzzed. A new message from an unknown number. She's lying. It wasn't just one night. Attached was a photo, Lena laughing, her hand on a man's arm, their faces too close, too familiar. The timestamp was from 2 weeks ago. My heart stopped. The room spun, the air thick with betrayal. I looked at her, still asleep, unaware of the truth I now held. She'd lied about the timeline, maybe about everything. The woman I loved was a stranger, and the life we'd built was a house of cards, collapsing under the weight of her secrets. I stepped outside, the morning air sharp against my skin. The world felt different now, fractured, and I wasn't sure if I'd ever find my way back to her. Or if I even wanted to.